guys, it is me, Jenny B. Today we're doing a story time / response video to Christopher's TheRewired Soul, to his video of many videos that he makes on Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash. The I Am Worried About Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash video. And if you guys don't already know who TheRewired Soul is, he is actually a mental health channel here on YouTube who not only talks about the problem, but focuses on the solution at hand. And that is why your girl is doing a response video today, because you may be asking, why is this a story time? Why are you responding to him? Because it triggered me. And this one, I don't normally connect with a lot of his videos and the things that he has to say. I do and I don't. It's either a hit or a miss with me and him. And this one was right on the money. This one hit real hard. Like I said, it was triggering for me. The thing that he said in the video was, this has always been bad from the beginning. And the only reason why I can relate and why I connected with this and I opened my ear holes when he said this was because that is one of the very exact things that my ex said to me when he broke up with me. Yeah, I just kind of had a flashback and kind of took me back to that moment in time. And so I think that's why it just made me feel some type of way. And you guys, I'm not really trying to compare and say, oh, I'm better than Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash. By any means, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that watching Rewired Soul's Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash's video, it made me think. It made me reflect. Yeah, so I'm not here trying to hate on Trisha and Jason because I absolutely love them. I just want to sit down and have a discussion. And to kind of begin and go into our story, there's kind of a little lot kind of leading up to it. There's a lot of bigger details that make the full picture, if you will. Tracing back, I guess, this boy and I had prior history years back, back in 2015. We had met. Everything between us, I guess, had began to us being together in 2018. We had been apart from each other's life for about 4 years. For 4 years. And then 4 years later, we got back together. And there was just, and I know Chris is a huge not fan of people who do this. And yes, I did it. But we both had thought we were at really good places in our life from where we used to be when we had broken up. So when we came back together, we thought, we just thought the stars had aligned. Basically. I don't know. We just thought it was like a movie in the making. We were that gushy, lovey-dovey, hopeless romantic about each other. Does that make sense? Coming back into a relationship with this guy, I really wanted to do it right, because I felt like this man was the one. I didn't think there was going to be anyone else after this guy. So if that doesn't give you kind of a paragraph or a definition of some sorts of what he meant to me, I hope that does. And so we were both really happy getting back together. We were really excited. We were just gushing about each other, and I thought was very content for the whole time. But then, one day, he broke up with me, letting me know this was so far from his case than mine. And we were so far off the pages than I thought. I thought we were on the same page the whole time. Because, like I said, when I had started this relationship, I really wanted to make sure, because I'm really bad at relationships. I usually, when it comes, to me being in relationships, I fail. Because I'm not myself at all. I'm this completely different person who is just this people pleaser, who just wants to solely focus completely on whomever I'm with, and I do not matter, and I don't help myself. I don't do things that are good for myself. I'm not my true self around them. I don't talk about my true feelings with them. Zero communication. And I wasn't myself because I had convinced myself for so long that if I wanted to make a relationship work, I couldn't be the real me because it would scare the living shit out of them. And it just would be all bad and they would leave me. So I never was my true self in any of my past relationships, and with this guy I was. So that's kind of how all my other relationships before him was. So they were really bad because, of myself. But with him, and like I said, since I really, really was just, I've never wanted somebody so bad. And I've never wanted to make anything work so bad. And I didn't want to lose him. And so I was like, really determined to make it work. I was my true self. I told him all my feelings. I was so communicative with him. I was so open in the whole relationship the whole time. And I thought, and he really made me feel like I could be myself. Because I told him basically from the get-go, getting back into the relationship with him, I was very aware. I was like, okay, I'm not a perfect human being. I know there's a whole lot happening. I am so determined to make this work with you, and I love and I care for you so much. And if you reject me, because we were, hanging out again, and I know I had a lot going on. So from the beginning, and I wasn't sure at the time if he was talking to anyone, if he had a girlfriend. We were at such a good place in our friendship, and we were seeing each other so much and hanging out so much. I didn't want to be rude or disrespectful to any other girl that may have been there that I was unaware of. So I told him of my feelings, and I told him, if this isn't the case, if this isn't how you feel as well, then fine, that's fine, and we could still be friends, but I have to let you know, and I know that I am just a bag full of a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas tricks inside of me, so I understand if you don't like me or you can't handle me, because there's a whole lot of me. And he just kind of assured me from the beginning, you don't ever have to hide who you are. I love you. I support you. We're going to get through this together, and we're going to be together, and that's just that. And so we kind of picked up things from there, and that's, I guess, where this unknown recipe of disaster began that I had no knowledge of. And the reason why I say I have no knowledge is because I didn't. I thought we were happy. I thought we were great. Like I said, I guess I couldn't have been more wrong. I was a really good relationship. And the reason why I'm wrong is because when I look back at it, from my end, yeah, it was a great relationship. It was the best relationship that I have had. I communicated. I was open. I was 110,000 and beyond % honest. And was very hands-on in our relationship. I was trying to make sure that I not only was doing a lot for us, but for myself. Because I was so good. Yes, I can admit when I'm wrong. I was doing so much better with myself then than I am now. But, you know, shit fucking happens. And so, you know, I thought it was great. And I'd make time to see him. I'd make an effort to not only do that, but make sure to, you know, tend to myself so I could grow as a good human being. And, yeah, I was like, yes, this whole relationship, yes. I was so proud of myself and my relationship, because everything was just so good. So I thought, but when I look back at it, now that I tend to do this when I'm in relationships, I tend to be pretty unaware of anything wrong with my other component. And I don't usually recognize how bad they treat me until it's all said and done, until the damage is done. Because I look back at it now and I'm like, oh. Girl! I am a hopeless romantic, needless to say. And I let guys treat me really bad. This whole time, when I was seeing the world through rosy-posy red sunglasses, I wasn't acknowledging at all how much he would neglect to spend time with me, how he would purposely neglect to be around me, how much he would try his best through the whole day to avoid seeing me the best that he could. I was very stupid. And I didn't see this until the end. And how he would make sure I was always at the bottom of the list. That I was the last option of all the options. I was the last priority of his, really. No, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's wrong at all for somebody to take care of themselves. I do not think it's wrong at all for somebody in a relationship to go off and do their own thing, to have their own relationships with their own friends, to be their own person. Honey, go do you all mother day, okay? I am such an advocate for that. Yes, that is completely fine. I am not one of those girls by any freaking means, okay? But, you know, he would use that to his advantage. And I see it now. I see you, buddy. Good job. You played it off well. Because then I would be like the last stop of his day before, you know, going to work. And man, he would like plan his time out, dude. Like, he would make sure of it. He would make sure that if he was going to see me, we'd have like friggin' 10, 15 minutes to leave, and then, oh gosh, geez, I gotta go. I gotta head out, man. Sorry. I wish we could have had more time together. And me, I just took it because I was just like, oh, I'm just so happy. You know, he finally made time for me today. And even if it's 5 minutes, I have that 5 minutes. And oh, he loves me so. I can also vouch and say, I am not the girl also to be like, hey, you can hang out with your friends. Or I'm not the girl to be like, ew, I can't hang out with your friends, because I'm not better than anybody like that. If anything, I'm the girlfriend who wants to hang out with the friends. And I did want to sometimes, but I cared less this time around because I knew who his friends were. And he doesn't have good friends. You know, I was friends with them before I had been going out with him. So there's a whole lot to say about that one. But, you know, long story short, we'll just say that I realized how selfish of human beings they were who only cared about themselves. And I learned that the first time around in our relationship. So I didn't really care or mess with it too much, you know, when we got together the second time. So because I didn't want to be around people like that because they're the type of people, that they are those type of people that will care, okay, and act, a whole lot like they're so genuine, and they're so honest, and they're so truthful, and there's not a dishonest bone in their body, and they're not ill human beings at all. They're just so great. They really fucking disgust me, people like that. Because I just think it's gross to, like, manipulate people like that. Like, oh, I care so much about you. So, basically, I could say and do and treat you however I want, because I'm so genuine, because I love you. I didn't care too much, you know, if that was his friends, that was his friends, but I loved him, so it was whatever, a non-issue for me. And a little, you know, later, do I realize that, you know, the reason why I hang out with those type of people is because usually when you're around certain type of people, you tend to be that type of person as well, because that's like it resonates so well on each other. Yeah, you know? So, yeah, and I wish I would have paid attention, but whatever. That's in the past, and I didn't, so it is what it is. And I don't know if it was, I guess I was asking too much from a man that wants to only fend for himself. You know, and that's okay. That is fine. That would have been much better with me if he would have done that, said that, in the end, instead of ending it the way that he did. So facetiously. Because the way he ended it was very abrupt. And like I said, I had not seen it coming at all, because I was just in my perfect movie with the rose-colored glasses on, and honey, life was friggin' peaches and cream, if you know what I mean. You know, when he broke up with me, I was just caught off guard. Yeah, I was caught off guard. he told me that I didn't love myself. And he told me that I needed to love myself more. And, if I did that, he wasn't saying that we couldn't not be friends anymore. That we could still be friends. So I don't know. However, you think that I'm not going to be here for you, 'cause I still am going to be here for you. Jenni, we just can't be together right now, and maybe if you work on yourself, then we can be together in the future. But right now, we cannot be together. And I just say it in that voice because that's how ridiculous it sounds to me. Okay, it was ridiculous. The words that he was that was coming out of his mouth, because I knew it was a goddamn bullshit lie, and I knew it was an alibi. And I didn't know that until, through a lot of brain manipulation and torturing myself. I didn't realize that he used me as an scapegoat myself. As the fucking scapegoat. And yeah, I was upset, needless to say, because yeah, I really knew it from the second that he told me. I mean, it took a little bit to process, because at first I was blindsided, and I was like, what the fork are you talking about? Like, me? Us? What? And it wasn't until he tried to explain himself, was when I realized that it was all fucking bullshit, and that he just wasn't man enough to actually break up with me. And I don't know. It took me a while. It took me a while to process. But it's like, it was manipulation, okay? Because I knew it was bullshit from what he told me. But it was hard. It was hard to see it clearly at first because he cruelly manipulated me, and fucked with my mind to walk away, saving face. It was so hard for me to process, and it was so hard for me to understand in the moment. I made him numerous times. He was like, Jenni, I told you why I'm breaking up with you numerous times. And I was like, yeah, but I don't fucking get it, because it made no fucking sense to me. I was like, explain it again, because I knew he was bullshitting me. So I was like, explain it again, because this makes no fucking sense. Yes, I'll admit there was, times, a few times where I had relapsed. Okay, and I suffer from bulimia and anorexia. I suffer from self-harm, and I suffer from severe anxiety. And yes, there has been a few times within the times that we were together, that I relapsed. But I was honest about it. I'll give him that. Of all things, I'll give him that. I had a few relapses. But I'm only human. And given the mass amount of trauma that I've been through, And it's no excuse. It's not an excuse to relapse. It's not. But I think the more you guys get to know me, I think you'll understand this story a lot more. Because, like I said, I'll own up to my wrongins, babe. I will own up. Like, honey, if I don't love myself, then yeah, fine. Like, I will freaking swallow my pride and be like, okay, you're right. I don't love myself. But this time is different because I was working on myself so hard, on my mental. I was doing such a damn good job at taking care of myself. And one of the excuses that he tried to say with him breaking up with me is, I think that, you're using this relationship as a Band-Aid to help aid what you're going through. No, I wasn't, because I wasn't. I was dealing with situations in my life, and I deal with them. And I was using the tools that I've learned from therapy, coping mechanisms. I was doing journaling. I was, in chat rooms. But I was trying everything within my power and my knowledge to better myself. And he didn't know that. Why? Because he was never there. Oh, what a shocker. He wasn't there. He may think I was using him as a Band-Aid, but I had other support systems. I had other people for support other than him. So it's not like I was dumping all my problems. And believe you me, I have been going through so much this year. It's been easily, okay, I'm not saying this lightly, the worst year of my life, okay? But I was doing it alone, okay? So for him to try and, say that, it just baffled me. Because it's just the way he exited, tried to make it just seem like I was so bad, and, I just dumped all my problems onto him, and I didn't help myself, and that couldn't have been so far from the truth. Because if you asked anyone that has been actively in my life and helping me with these things, they will tell you, babe, that I definitely wasn't doing that. And also everyone, even, in the end and after our relationship ended, they were like, what? The fuck do you mean? You broke up? What? He wasn't happy? What? Huh? It was news to everyone. And he was just like, there's just, there's always something going on. Every week, we always fight. And I look back. I got the receipts, babe. And I was like, yeah, fights? What? Always something bad going on between us? Huh? All I see here is I love you. I can't wait to see you. I love you so much. You mean so much to me. I'm so happy that this is working. Where do your receipts say what you say? Because you're wrong. And so it was a whole lot to take in. It weighs really heavy on my heart to say this out loud, and to explain it. It's hard when somebody breaks up with you because of yourself. Okay, that's hard enough as it is. But when somebody is gaslighting you, when somebody is using yourself, basically the worst way of, it's not me, it's you. When it really is them, not you. And they do it in such a manner that's so manipulating, that gives you hope that it really was you, and that you just need to get better so that you could be together. It's hard. Okay. And I see the truth now. And I've processed it, and this is so helpful. And it's been good. But it was really hard, because to have somebody, like I said, gaslight you, use yourself as an alibi, is hard enough as it is. But the way that he did it, and this is a part that I'm still trying to process, and I think is why I have such courage to be able to put this out there and to have you guys judge me and comment what your thoughts are. Because when he broke up with me mid feeling like I was going to relapse. Something very severe had happened to where I was so strong for so long. With all the trauma I was going through, I had been so strong, and I reached a breaking point to where I felt like I was on the edge, to where I was like, I need to reach out and have help, because I feel like I'm going to lapse. So I called him. I told him, this is how I feel, this is what's going on. And he was like, okay, I'll be there. Hang up the phone. He gets here. And in that moment, in that struggling moment, he breaks up with me. And he was like, I'm not over here to basically be here. I'm not here to support you. I'm here to break up with you because you don't love yourself. And I can't do this anymore with you. And in that moment, my heart shattered. I cannot explain to you the feeling. Because it still is a very unbelievable and surreal feeling for me. I cannot relate. I cannot understand how somebody could do that to a human and turn their back so cruelly in such a facetious and false way. It really, really gets me. And it isn't until now, until later, until all the brain torment that he put me through, because I went through months where I was like, okay, I was just questioning all the work that I had done that was very real, that I did, okay, pat on my back, because bitch, I did that. if I told you what I was going through, it's too much. It'd be too long of a video to add right now. But you would, trust me, you would slow clap for me, bitch, because I did a lot, and I was going through a lot. Oh, it gets me every time. And I went through so much, you know, thinking, like, how the hell? Like, it really messed with me, to say the least. It really messed me up. And I get now that it was all a lie, you know, because as soon as he broke it off with me, oh honey, he was running so far from the hills, I was dead to him. Friends, I still tried to be a friend with him. I tried to hold a normal friendship with him and, you know, not focus on the relationship. I genuinely was just like, okay, we're friends. Alright. But he showed his true colors so much. He just went on to live his life like nothing had happened. Like, I just don't even exist to this day. Yeah. And it was really hard. And it still is really hard. But I'm processing it better now because I know the truth now and I understand the truth now. And so it's easy for me to process. If I know the truth, it's easy for me to process. But it took me a minute to process and understand everything because I was processing a bullshit scapegoat alibi. But I still am in the process of fully processing it. So I'm leaving myself vulnerable enough. And I told you guys, you know, I would explain to you guys my life and me and the things that I'm going through. And this is me, and this is one of the things that I am going through. And I'm going to leave myself vulnerable enough for you guys to comment below. I mean, let me know what you guys think about this. And, you know, Chris, if you're watching, man, be honest. Like, let all of you guys, let me know your thoughts, because your opinion really matters to me. Please don't be rude. There's no need for ruthlessness. Okay, let's just try and help each other, because I think that's what me and Chris, you know, all want us to do. So, if you guys like this story time and this video, please leave a like and a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe, so you guys can subscribe me my antidote, or, you know, my analysis of if I'm crazy or not, or whatever, you know, whatever the truth is, I get. Leave in the comments below. And go check out The Rewired Soul if you guys want to challenge yourself. And if you guys haven't seen or checked out any of his videos, you guys can click the link in the description below. He makes some really good videos about mental health, and he just really kind of focusing on you, yourself. That's his channel, and that's what he is about. And learn something new, because Chris, he's awesome. So go give him some love, and I'm going to give you guys all my love. Bye.